Welcome back. Vice President Kamala Harris just took a few questions in Vietnam. Here's a listen to what she had to say about Afghanistan.
Our highest priority right now is evacuating American citizens, evacuating Afghans who worked with us, and Afghans who are at risk, with a priority around women and children. And we have made significant progress in that regard. I believe it's since August 14th, I believe, we have evacuated over 80,000 people. And as you know, each day and night, we continue to evacuate thousands of people, understanding that it is risky for them to be there. It is a dangerous and difficult mission, but it must be seen through, and we intend to see it through as best as we can.
Military intelligence analyst Brett Velicovich joins us live. Brett, your reaction to what the Vice President Harris just said about 5 minutes ago?
Well, I mean, my reaction is it's not enough. I mean, the Biden administration, I feel like, still continues to not own this failure. This keeps getting worse every day. Every single day, our credibility and influence around the world is diminished further because of this mess. And, you know, I've said it for a while now. I mean, leaving Afghanistan was going to be a catastrophic mistake that was going to reverberate for decades. And Joe Biden, this is his legacy. He's going to go down as a president known for taking the boot off the necks of our enemies, and it's only going to get worse. And we're going to be measured by how we respond to this crisis around the world.
Brett, take a listen to this quote from a former Afghan official on the country's current status. This reads, "Afghanistan has now become the Las Vegas of the terrorists, of the radicals, and of the extremists. This is paving the way for other extremists to come to Afghanistan." Boy, I mean, if that's not a warning, I don't know what is. You know, as you're well aware, the Taliban now has access to and control of weapons, Blackhawks, drones that are ours. I mean, tons of equipment that is now in enemy hands. I'm curious specifically, because we do spend a lot of time talking about drones, what can they do with our equipment like that? And how much of a threat does it pose that they have all of that in their hands now?
Well, it's a huge threat. I mean, not only has it become the Las Vegas of terrorists, it's also become the garage sale for state-of-the-art weaponry and technology. And the fact is, we've lost a lot of our eyes and ears on the battlefield, our intelligence. And I don't think that we really understand how much equipment and technology has been left. And that's one of the issues. We're getting a lot of our intel from journalists in the field instead of our own intelligence entities that should be out there looking at this information. We're getting information from Taliban social media accounts where they're showing these large caches of weapons that have been uncovered. But my number one concern, especially as it relates to some of the more state-of-the-art technology that's out there, is that they're going to look at selling a lot of this to the highest bidder. You've got China in there, you've got Pakistan, you've got Russia. These are folks that want serious access to this technology, and I think the Taliban they're going to sell this tech out there, and we're going to see it, on battlefields further down the line.
That's a good point, because they're going to need the money.
Right, and then Brett, really quickly, we have about 30 seconds. Jake Sullivan, the National Security Advisor, said ISIS-K is an acute and persistent threat. You talk about the ISIS attacks in Afghanistan, January to June, 77 in 2021 compared to 21 in the year 2020. What is this looking like? I mean, how dangerous is this from an American soil aspect? How worried should we be with these acute and persistent threats?
Well, we should be very worried. Look, because of this mess, you've got this larger threat of risk posed by a multitude of terrorist organizations that are trying to vie for power, right? This whole thing has elevated the Taliban status, and other groups look up to this. So you've got this group called ISIS-K, the Khorasan branch of the Islamic State located in Afghanistan. These groups basically formed after a faction of the Taliban splintered off and then pledged allegiance to Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi's group in 2014. And they take a much more hardline view than the Taliban and even see them in some cases as rivals. And so they've got suicide bombers out there. They are looking for opportunities to strike, and they're going to try and fill this gap. And you've got these massive crowds of people there that are in Kabul, and it looks like a target of opportunity, unfortunately.
Yeah, and we continue to follow that news this morning that there is an imminent threat, credible evidence of an imminent threat around that airport. So we will keep following that, as I know you will. Brett Velicovich, thank you so much for your insight. Have a good day.